like a team that are the Lawnmowers that could do that to you in this first game.
But at long last, we've arrived. Jorby, kickoff for CRL Worlds, and I'm excited to see how this one plays out. Can't wait to see what the EURC has to offer.
We'll see how that defense of the Lawnmowers matches up against the Canadians on St. Clair. That ball put right back down. Started off. Raptor tries to put it back around to the corner. Might be a chance here for Matei. Locked into the corner right now as St. Clair get another clear.
And in terms of who you should be looking out for, definitely have to look at the two players with everything to play for. Comp denied a double tap there from Pads. But Spoods and Matei, definitely the two players to keep a close eye on in terms of getting their team going.
Jay tries to lob this one up, looking for a pass, connects. Then Spoods ends up getting bumped out on the play. St. Clair have control in the corner and a big miss. Gives Matei a chance out, breaks out, got the pass, shot on target, goal!
Kit SC gonna open things up. What a shot for the Lawnmowers. Matei uncontested through the midfield. Jay not going for the challenge, dumped off the Loris Raptor, a bullet towards the net. A tough save to make when it's that strong over your shoulder. Couldn't ask for a better start.
Not at all. Look back into the blue corner. That whiff happened. Spoods also got bodied out on the play. Good start for the Lawnmowers, but Comp trying to get it set up. They have to dump it back to the corner. Jay fighting for possession. Comp on the backside. No play there. He was expecting a pass. Spoods rotates back. St. Clair holding on for now. Uh-oh, look at this one off the double, but taken off by Jay. Rebound taken, and it's taken out again by St. Clair. Getting in front of these shots. Trying to keep Kit SC only up by one as the ball skips out the midfield.
I'm really liking Kit SC's presence in the midfield. It's been quite difficult for St. Clair to find a clear and really get that offense started. Perhaps some jitters of being in a live environment. Who's to say it's a whole different beast. Even if you play with your teammates all the time out here in front of a crowd, who knows what's about to happen. And right now, Kit SC delivering big time.
Rocket League, just one of those esports where you put players on land for the first time at this kind of event, and they might show you something they never could have before online. Right now, it's the Lawnmowers hanging on to this one-goal lead, but St. Clair have had control. Another attempted pass. It's just not on the nose enough. Kit have been able to get in front of those passes, break them up, and now they got a chance the other way. Saved by Spoods.
St. Clair definitely getting boxed into their own corner. You have to be careful about getting your boost stolen, because then you know Carlsruhe going to jump all over you. Adds pressuring, and Jay definitely going to need a little help. St. Clair really is just hamstrung right now on their own side. Not a lot of boost, not a lot of speed. It's tough to get the ball moving.
On small pad energy right now as Loris trying to get that ball around, and Matei preventing Jay from moving forward, but Jay gets back to the corner. St. Clair pushing, just nothing there, no third man ready. I believe Spoods got demoed. And another 50 for Loris Raptor, forces Jay up, but he's missed the ball. Taken away. St. Clair holding on for now, still 2 minutes, but in front, shot denied. Rebound not gonna be quick, and quickly getting there in time with Spoods.
Ooh, and he's open down the other way. Loris Raptor's back in time. St. Clair was hoping to find something on the counterattack, and really we're expecting St. Clair to be the ones driving pace of play. Definitely not the case here in game one at least, but Comp looking for options out into the middle. As Loris Raptor will break it up, has Pads on support. Jay needs help from Spoods as well on the back line.
St. Clair, again, they've been trying to get those passes working, and the passes have been to the player, but they've always been broken up. Ooh, what a 50, hang on, he's got the catch. Got another 50 against the wall. St. Clair a little slow on the follow-up. Loris Raptor gets there in time, but still St. Clair continue the push.
Ooh, free clear, tough. You really are expecting St. Clair to be able to apply that pressure.
Started from the corner again. They're not getting starved as easily as they were last time. Comp makes a nice move. Oh, and it's denied again. Shot just not good enough. Right into the defender. Jay now off the board, on the target, and taken away by Loris Raptor.
Huge stop from Loris Raptor. Great follow-up pressure from Pats in the corner. Matei holding down the back line. Another dump across the box, and the only one there is Spoods. Has to wait all the way across. And a little misdirection from St. Clair, but time a factor now. Gonna have to push hard if they want to break down Karlsruhe.
A lot of pressure. They need a little bit more. They've cornered the edge, but Kit have responded with that stellar defense that you were talking about earlier, Achieves. And so far, it's what's winning them the game. 30 seconds remain as Jay puts it up, got the next 50. They're winning those in front. but it's the shot quality that's missing for St. Clair. Another clear for the Lawnmowers. Put right back into the field by Comp. Does he have something here?
I think Comp was hoping Jay was going to have boost, but fighting for the ball in midfield, time's wasting. This is a pace of play that will favor St. Clair.
Oh, that might be it. Jay, right in front of the box. They sneak by the defense and tie it up.
Huge equalizer, Spoots. Little dump off to Comp. Pad's trying to figure out exactly how to size it up. Unfortunately, takes a little skip and just rolls right around her. Huge press from St. Clair. Knew had to get something through. Throw everything at the wall. Something finally stuck.
Now, eventually, now St. Clair have some renewed energy. They had good pressure, but hang on a second. The Lawnmowers are launching down the field. A missed ball, loose in front, taken out, and down to the ground. We got OT.
I got terrified. I thought they were just going to miss a clear or a save there, and Kit was just going to walk away with a game one. But St. Clair battle back, find an equalizer, but got to be careful. You do know that you're fighting a pretty hard battle here against Kit SC in game one. Probably not expecting that stiff of resistance over on the defensive side. Definitely some adjustments to be made, but for now, see if you can piece one more pass together out to the middle, and a little too tight for Spoods to handle.
That's kind of been the St. Clair problem. That was a nice try off the ceiling. Again, those passes probably like a little too fast, not exactly on the nose, and a scary attempt there from Loris Raptor on the save, but made it work. Kid SC on a long defensive stand again, dropping it down to commit, but it works, and it's saved by Loris Raptor. Off the target, Spoods, no boost, he's not gonna get back to it. It's Kid SC again on this long defensive stop.
Really nice support there from Pads for Mati, heading out into the corner just to buy a little time. Kid SC definitely getting pressured, but making sure they don't get boost starved. That was a very nice defensive sequence to hold off St. Clair at the start of OT.
Comp, underneath. It's by one defender, actually wins the next touch. Jay squeezes that midfield boost away. Now he's got control, but pushed out back to the side. The Canadians trying to get by this Kit defense, but Pads forward, she just couldn't get by. Shot rebounded, taken away by Jay. Comp in front of the ball in the corner. Now St. Clair are feeling some pressure from Kid SC. Here comes Pads again, taken away by Jay. Still the corner and the press from the He's got the bump, and no shot comes. Saved again by Comp.
Really nice idea to ignore the ball, get physical. You already know it's going to have the momentum to go around. Spoods looking for help from Jay. Unfortunately, not able to get out into the middle. Comp in charge of buying time. Gets dunked, and thankfully, it's going to be way wide of the net.
Spoods got his boost stolen from him. Maybe too effective, but just being in the area is enough to keep Kid SC on the ground. Nice pop-up, and the transition begins for Mati. Do they have something here? Those corners have been really difficult to make work for Kid SC if they can find some sort of pass to open up the middle of the field. Oh, what a dunk! Pads almost got the goal, and then the miss from Mati, and taken away. St. Clair hanging on by a thread in game one.
Everyone trying to figure out who's actually going to touch the ball on defense on St. Clair. Nice double tap. It's over the head of Comp. Tries to throw it back for support from Spoods, and Matei there to break it up. Jay once more in the midfield off the ceiling. Needs a little help to get it through. It's going to bounce into the middle for Comp. It's a race, and it will be deflected out into the corner.
It just doesn't seem to matter what kind of mechanics St. Clair employ. There's always a defender in net blocking that shot. And it comes back to the shot quality for St. Clair. They have to find the holes in the net, but it's been so hard because those blue cards are just swarming on the side. Pads, no boost, but she still got control, got the 50. It's taken away by Spooks.
Ooh. Good flick, and St. Clair definitely starting to get the wheels turning in terms of generating pressure on the blue half. Solid clear from Pads, got 4 Spoods to at least reset. Don't know how much longer St. Clair can hold on to this. They are stretching it pretty thin in terms of the boost and trying to make things work. Feels definitely like a two-person attack sometimes where they just don't quite have enough in the tank to really have all 3 ready towards net. An easy save for Loris Raptor.
I feel like it might be those land nerves as well. You don't want to overcommit with the third man, but hang on. A quick attempt again, but Pats just couldn't really find a way through. And it's like you're talking about, even on the first push, they usually don't have any boost left. Here to St. Clair, another pass. They got a demo from Jay. Got the catch in front, but no. Again, the challenges are good enough for Kid SC to keep this a tie game, and we're approaching 4 minutes of OT.
Real nice clear from Kid SC. Again, finally breaking that pressure. Float towards the net. Jay's the only one back, and this is a chance for Kid SC to really hang on to possession here. We'll see if they can manage.
Nice catch off the sidewall by Mati. Chasing it. Shot! Whoa! Hands off the bar! Kid SC take game one.
Gorgeous dump from Matee. Excellent control up the wall. Keep it tight. Dump it into the middle. Spoods is stuck on the back wall. Excellent follow through from Pat. Strong placement into the top right-hand corner. Caught the person falling off that backboard, heading towards the middle of the net, towards the wide part of it. And Kid SC gonna take the first dub here in the CRL World Championship.
Now the first game jitters, that's over. You got an OT in, you got the stress, you were sweating, and now you just play some Rocket League. But for St. Clair, I mean, you got to feel a little frustrated because they had a lot of good pressure. They had good ideas.
Yeah.
They had passes. They had the mechanics, but they couldn't score.
It's the positioning, I feel, of the support as well for St. Clair that was a part of the problem. Because you're not wrong. It was excellent passing. That was an excellent shot from Matee. But here's kind of where you see it fall apart. Like, Jay is actually there on time, can read where the play is headed, has the space to make the adjustment. Whereas most of the other times where St. Clair's getting that pass into the middle, it's a little too close for them. It's slightly behind them or over their head, or they're just playing too tight to where they don't have the space to make the adjustment. And if St. Clair can kind of change their positioning on a very small degree on the offensive side of things, I think they'll find themselves in some better spots, and maybe more of that pressure actually gets through heading forward into the rest of the series.
My head just goes back to what Tylacto was saying earlier about Kit SC, about being that team that could really upset St. Clair because of St. Clair's struggles against teams that they feel like they should beat. And shout out to the crowd out there, everyone sitting down watching some great Rocket League. The EU support, the crowd is
out there.
Corelli's trying to get the more NA or Canadian fandom out there, I guess.
Tylacto is out there being an apologizer for picking St. Clair's.
Yeah, he had to go lick some wounds.
That's okay. Either way.
He wants to be able to go back home.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Excellent start to this series, though, for Kid SC. You did have to wonder if that stingy defense from the EURC was going to be able to hold up in some of those CRL offenses, and I think you can definitely say yes. Excellent marking, understanding where the offense is positioned and knowing those passing lanes. So things looking good for Kid SC here in round one.
Even in a couple of the scenarios where they were getting starved on boost,
you
saw all those players starting to prioritize small pads when they started losing the corners. That's not something you can actually say for a lot of players. Even at the RLCS level,
it's difficult.
Players very reliant on canisters. So if you're in those tight boost situations, the fact that Kit SC have prioritized that small pad game under pressure, I think bodes well for them on defense.
I always like attention to ball control, seemingly, from Matee. Very focused on ensuring possession. The team also proved quite effective at removing the ability from St. Clair to put pressure on the net. Dumped into the middle. Comp actually got that all the way to the back post. Thought he was going to try and jam it near side, and I think that's actually what he caught the defender diving at.
Yeah, that unfortunately point touch from Matee, and Comp slips it right over. Honestly, not a bad position for the defender to be in, and side flipped off of it. Probably had the save otherwise.
Yeah, it's definitely an awkward one to try and size up in terms of the spacing between when the shot was happening and where they were positioned. So tough one to handle. St. Clair on the boards first. See if that's enough to get him a win here in game two.
Certainly a completely different makeup on Aquadome. Kid SC held on to a 1-goal lead for more than 7 minutes total. It's a good attempt to get downfield, but a long pass allowed St. Clair to get set up on defense. Oh no, they missed the ball big time off the post and barely saved out. Fourth man coming into effect.
A blessing there. Can always write a thank you note to the old Ironsides.
You know, the Ironsides doesn't really take sides, does it?
Yeah, no, it does not. It giveth and it taketh.
He is his own master, for sure. But ball off, but yeah.
St. Clair kind of picking up where they left off. Nice drop down. Unfortunately, not able to get it on their crossbar. Another float towards the net. Matee to clear. Loris Raptor just needs distance. Pads is thankfully in position on the goal line to make a stop, but St. Clair kind of picking up where they left off towards the back half of game one, really putting a lot of pressure. This is probably what you were expecting to see St. Clair do to Kid SC, and it's all a matter of can the defense hold firm. Matee has to make two. Spoods is there, unfortunately. Doesn't have the time to recover, and St. Clair cruising.
Matee tried to make it work. You saw that first 50, takes his car out of control. He can't get back to it in time. And this time it's the rotation of St. Clair coming in clean, that third man picking up that shot. But up until that point, I was really impressed with the defensive rotation again. Even when the first man on defense would miss the touch, they always had a defender ready in net to make the next touch. But unfortunately for them, they couldn't keep it going. And now St. Clair have some comfortable spacing here with 2 goals.
Here's where that clear game becomes so important. Good idea from Loris Raptor to force the dribble. Unfortunately, that bump takes it away from him and needs a little help from Pads. Matee definitely getting crushed on challenge, and thankfully Loris Raptor understanding what needs to happen, but clear game is imperative for Kid SC. You cannot afford, 2.5-minute stints on defense.
I have to play some more, but that's a good steal there from Mati. Pushed out to the corner. The Pats was there, and there's a clear angle downfield, launching it high off the ceiling. Comp, nice catch with his wheel to keep control, and he gets the 50. That puts St. Clair out, put his player in position for it. Now down the field, three-point passing play, so diving in front. And you wondered if he was going to be able to make something happen with it, but Spoods slightly pinches that off the ceiling.
Not a bad touch. Definitely didn't have teammates ready in the midfield, so decided to just dump it back to the midfield line.
Non-touch there from the Lawnmowers, forced the back into the corner. Not a lot of boost either. Everyone on 0 Pats just picked up a 100 canister, and that's a nice pinch to get Kid SC downfield, but they're missing that pressure. Not able to generate anything on the orange half.
St. Clair did kind of miss the boost on their own half, though. This is a one-man push from Jay. Tay rightfully applying the pressure pads. That's a great lift across, but unfortunately it's too much distance, but some boost steals here for Kid SC. Maybe an extended stave they can lock down in the midfield.
Another clear for Mati in the corner. Flipped out by Spoods. Now more pressure by Loris Raptor. Shots on it, good! Pads again! The striker for the Lawnmowers puts it in.
Been an excellent put-away player, Loris Raptor. Great pressure. It was kind of taking the time to size it up if it was actually worth going for it in the corner, and then realized St. Clair wasn't positioned in a way where they could actually go in and take it up the wall. So great recognition there out of the corner. Just pop it into the middle, let pads come through, drop a nice shot on target, get them right back into it. Minutes a long time.
Those boost steals have been really effective because Kid SC weren't able to do anything. Right
That's
up until
two.
they
Come
grabbed
on,
the
score
midfield. Here
it.
it is. Mati blocked, but the rebound taken away. Still, they're going to press. Mati, only one back, got to protect the ball and just put it into space. Actually allowed Pats to get back in there. She's headhunting as well, but can't find any chassis. Loris Raptor up high, backboard's well defended.
A little bit of miscommunication from Kid SC. Big miss from Pats. Thankfully, Matei close enough. And floater into the middle. Loris Raptor slightly too close to the play. Can't make the adjustment in time. And time ticking for Kid SC. Can you find one way through?
Loris Raptor protecting the ball to the corner. Just need one good push. That's a good launch. And up for it. Mati back over to Pats. Pats rips one on target, taken away. Time running out. Kid SC pick up the demo. It's a free ball. Pass in front. Oh! Tie game!
What a demo from Pads in the corner. Get out of the way, Jay. Loris Raptor, don't be greedy. Give it to Matei. Perfect ice rope of a shot into the top of the net. Surprise equalizer. Hello.
Momentum just shifted immediately. Another overtime. The last one went 4 minutes. We might be in for another one at this point.
You had to wonder if they could do it. Answer yes. Great press from Karlsruhe. Has the tide indeed changed?
Quite a tide in Aquadome. Pats setting this one up. Mati's getting faster and faster in the midfield, just getting to more of those 50s, which has really prevented St. Clair from generating all that pressure we saw earlier. They're not able to pass the balls effectively. They're not able to grab that boost as effectively. Although Spoods does get the boost steal here. Good control off the ball, off the backboard, and taken out, but neither Jay nor Comp. Actually, it's an open net, ripped by Mati, and getting back on time of the rotation with Spoods.
Nice control as well from Spoods. Would have been easy to let that one get away from him and have to fight a second shot attempt. And St. Clair trying to figure out a way to earn possession back as Karlsruhe making it fairly difficult. Spoods definitely going to need some help. Puts it right at Matei.
I think St. Clair kind of over-prioritizing those canisters. They've taken themselves out of position a couple of times to get it. And it's actually kept Kid SC in possession, but hang on, downfield, just couldn't quite make the redirect happen. And in front, blocked by Mati.
A nice patience there from Matei, knowing that it wasn't the most dangerous thing and didn't have to really panic about letting that ball bounce off and the timing of the offense, but they do slip through the midfield. Loris Raptor, good cut, cost them the life and an extra 3 seconds towards the goal, and that's tipped away. Comp needs a little help, throws it up for Spoods, and I think that one was just a little too hot to handle.
Yeah, couldn't put it really on target at all, and that's another clear for the Lawnmowers. Puts it aside, got a pass in front to the box. St. Clair, a little bit of pressure now. Kit race back, and Loris Raptor gets the 50. Pre-flip in front, gets the next 50. Up high, who is it? It's Mati, and Pat's coming in quickly. She's been a clutch striker so far.
Yeah.
They may need her number again, but she's got the pass out broken up. Loris Raptor rotates.
Really nice deep rotations as well from Kid SC, not getting caught off guard by any long clear from St. Clair. Shows they're not overcommitting there in the midfield. Willing to play a little give and take. Misses from everybody. Here comes Loris Raptor. 2 games for Kid SC.
Another lengthy overtime. Another lawnmower victory. The grass is freshly cut. My goodness, one more game. They put St. Clair on match point.
Big challenge in the middle of the box there from Karlsruhe. And you had no idea what was going to happen there. Down 0-2. And then you have a minute to score one more after you find a goal, and huge 2-second equalizer. You have to fight against that St. Clair press all game long, and takes you the whole way to do it, but got the job done, and a lot of pressure on St. Clair now.
The support in the crowd. I love this community. Rocket League, what a great game. And how about the Lawnmowers? St. Clair, going back to some of the possessions earlier where they were willingly taking themselves out of the rotation to protect the boost. They were feeling that pressure, even though I don't feel like they were really low on boost most of the time, but a lot of times it's not about the actual number, and it's about how you feel about it. And it's gotta be tough. You can't take yourself out of position that often. Give Kit the midfield for free. St. Clair have to find a way to keep those challenges and keep it going. I mean, it's been difficult. Kid SC has been excellent on defense.
It's true. They've been incredibly stingy. Very tough to break down. Haven't had a lot of opportunities over on the St. Clair side of things to get physical, to try and throw a few wrenches in that Kid SC defense. And perhaps that's a line that they will opt to take going forward through the rest of the series. But do have to say, overall in Karlsruhe, really love the decision-making from Loris Raptor. The biggest stat on that previous game, 2 assists, and both of them were just the product of excellent timing and understanding of what is about to happen. So love that support role, and of course Pads and Matei scoring some excellent goals to tie things up.
St. Clair, see if they can get that engine running again. They stalled out about halfway through the game. They had a 2-goal lead, which felt pretty comfortable on Aquadome, but then it slowly whisked itself away thanks to the Lawnmowers. He's going to get a free touch, tries to control it. It was good enough to get back to the 50. Now you're seeing Kit starting to win more of these midfield touches. This wasn't happening in game 1. They were willingly going back, playing heavy defensively, feeling the pressure. But this time, much more advanced position and getting by the St. Clair offense a lot more often.
You really do need St. Clair to figure out where they need to be positioned in the midfield, and if those passes are actually going to be coming out of the corners, there's a chance, and Matei just in time. Loris Raptor going to have limited amount of help in the midfield, and indeed it will result in a shot on target. It is fast enough. There's a dump to Jay, and he will just squeeze it by the last person.
Looked like a little bit of confusion on the Kit goal line here. See Pads rotate out. Loris Raptor also, I don't think he saw Jay on it, but Matei was the only one who knew exactly what was about to happen. Just couldn't dive back in time. Well placed by Jay.
Again, nice opening from St. Clair as well. They had the nice opener in game 2 as well. Got themselves out to a comfortable 2-0 lead. Can they hang on to one here and get themselves back in the series? Because this is a tough format to handle. You got to win twice or you lose twice. And going down this early, lowers bracket in any format is never fun. It only gets more difficult, and St. Clair would love to avoid that.
If you were feeling first match jitters on land, imagine how you'll feel if you end up losing that match and having to get through
Second match, you start 0-1 in the hole, and you're like, oh boy.
You're gonna need a bucket for the amount of sweat you're gonna be feeling. St. Clair, not gonna feel comfortable with a 1-goal lead. Kid have been able to respond multiple times. The demo on the back end. 2 touches for Jay. Just not close enough, that second man for St. Clair. Uh-oh.
One-on-one.
Uh-oh. Matei got the in front. Pads actually gets a solid touch, considering it was challenged. Somehow got a clean one out, but Kit forced back to the blue half.
Definitely an awkward one. Really like the discipline on the one-on-one against Matei. He's definitely picked apart a few people on his pushes forward.
Nothing there for Kit, forced back to the wall. St. Clair starting to steal that boost.
Okay.
Got the midfield. Okay. Good 50 here from Jay. How does he get out of the corner, though? He's only got 10.
Oh, no.
Not going to stretch, but it did freeze Kit. Maybe they could get it. That's a good scoop from Comp. Up high, 2 touches. No, just can't make it work. Rebound comes out to Jay, but again, it's challenged by Kit.
Like that conservative challenge from Jay. Not about trying to win the ball, just making sure you don't allow a quick counterattack. And this one's awkwardly in front. St. Clair gonna avoid disaster. It's gonna play pinball across their own goal line, hitting both posts. And you said it. The post does not care.
It doesn't.
It does what it does.
Iron Size is its own master. You do not get to decide what happens on those bounces. I'm sorry. Although apparently St. Clair, they decided to gamble with it anyway.
Yeah, they're 2-0 with the post today.
Wouldn't push your luck with it. Kid SC starting to march down the field. Maybe they get another pass out. That's a good one. Rips it to the top right corner. Loris Raptor. Woo!
What placement from Loris Raptor. Pad's just putting pressure, and Matei just thinking, get it back out into the middle. Let somebody else deal with it. You couldn't ask for a more perfectly placed ball. That was beautiful. That's the only slot in that net I think you're going to be able to score.
Yeah. Loris Raptor again, you talked about his effectiveness in the last game. Big miss. That one hurts if you're Kid SC. You do all that work to tie it up, and it goes right away.
Pad's going to throw the hands up, and just a tough bounce. Mistimed it. Can understand the frustration, and a free one for St. Clair, and they'll take that anytime. You're never going to complain when you get an easy one.
I mean, Pads hits that. St. Clair are in some trouble because they were all pushing up on that play. Just that slight. Always
they get one back?
That one off the bar. That was a close one. A nice angle. Loris Raptor, not a boost, but makes the 50 happen. Going to stay right in the play. No one in the area for the Lawnmowers. And they get to that midfield challenge. I do feel like that was something that was lacking before. Can't really count this team out just yet as Matei loses the ball. And Spoos off the play, gets picked out by Matei. Here he comes, one to beat. What's the demo? Off the board, taken away again by Pats. Loris Raptor up for it, but Matei is left the whole way for the midfield boost, but he's gifted the ball as it whiff happens in front of the St. Clair box, and Matei almost dancing around the entire defense himself. Here's another one off the board, in the air, taken away. Pads, very dangerous in front of the box, but it's saved again by St. Clair.
Oh, and that missed touch from Pads right there, trying to go for the back pass, get it back in their own hands. Matei is just outpaced back to his own goal line. St. Clair gonna put an insurance goal in with 50 seconds. Think they were expecting someone to make a challenge, and just too well placed.
Big communication issues for Kit SC. 2 goals now that happened where no one really knows who else is going for the ball. You gotta keep that communication clean. Loris Raptor. We'll try again. Kit not exactly out of game 3 yet. Whoa, what a ripper on net, Jay. Got the Canadian flag power up there, 4 goals.
Right off game 3, St. Clair gonna get at least 1, that's for sure. Hard pass off the wall, off the ceiling, into the middle. Strong shot over everybody's head off the kickoff. Okay, we can move on.
St. Clair surviving, and it is looking like we will probably be headed to a game 4. This one's set up, and a nice shot by Pads, and can't count him out yet, Chief.
Oh, Jorby, did I speak too soon?
You know how it goes, man.
I know 35 seconds isn't a lot of time, but I definitely believe you can score twice. Oh, no.
All it takes is the kickoff to just go wrong here for St. Clair, and then we got a ball game again. How do they approach it? It's actually a decent 50 for Loris Raptor. Tried to land off the ceiling, but couldn't recover. Now time starting to be the enemy of Kit.
Wow.
2 touches
my
in front.
gosh.
A little awkward for St. Clair. Even the rotation for the Lawnmowers weren't ready for that one. It gets pushed back to midfield.
I would have called that the shot of the season if Loris Raptor hit that.
That would have been nasty.
The ball over your shoulder to yourself with the backboard, and then just drop it straight down into the goal.
How about St. Clair? Coming back, roaring back on game number 3. 4 goals to their name. They weren't able to get more than 2 in the 2 games previous, but a good return to form here for St. Clair. Trying to get back in the series.
It is a way to get the ball rolling at the very least, but you do have to think about the way some of those goals went into the back of the net. It does feel like they just caught them sleeping a little bit, trying to get themselves going on offense, and a ball just, an errant touch, I would say, just over somebody's shoulder while they're trying to push forward aggressively. So can't expect St. Clair to feel like they'll have that many open nets back the other way going forward, but that being said, there were a couple of really nice pushes there from Karlsruhe, and St. Clair had to work pretty hard to stop Matei from dancing all around him in that in the offensive half for Kid SC. So Scary one for both teams, but St. Clair found a couple of nice goals to really make sure that this one got put well out of reach.
I do think it's an easy adjustment for the Lawnmowers, though. It's about, again, communication, making sure you're all not caught in midfield, kind of spread out together, and always having that third man to protect the back line. And I think that is a small adjustment that they can make to try to close this series out. But if you're St. Clair, you want to push that needle even further. And you were talking about maybe a bit of physicality for them.
Yeah.
They did get more physical that game. Wasn't necessarily needed for effective goal scoring for them. But if Kid SC square up and their rotations on defense look solid again, they have to go to the physical game.
That's exactly it. You can see in general, there's a very solid structure for how Karlsruhe plays defense, and it is not the easiest thing. My gosh, I take it back. It is the easiest thing in the world to go right through the Karlsruhe defense. They just absolutely dunk 2 challenges. Loris Raptor trying to figure out which direction to head it off from, and just go right through the middle of the ball. Never mind, it's cake.
I'm not sure where Matej was going on that play. He was the follow-up guy on that. He just kind of skirted around.
I think he was probably expecting the actual kickoff to go a certain direction, and then it ended up stalemating in the middle. So I think he was just guessing that it was actually going to punch out to the side, and guessed wrong, unfortunately.
Now Loris Raptor squaring up on the 50. Gonna stay not unfamiliar in the series, playing from behind.
Yeah, third game in a row now.
They've been able to come back almost every time. Sans game 3. Slow ball here in midfield. Nice pass in front. Ripper shot right into the defender. Third man comes in. For Pad Sheet, able to put that ball out, keep it in play. Loris Raptor, another shot. Pads in the air for this. Had the boost. Keeps control, but actually gets away from the ball. And Matej forced to stop the push from St. Clair, but he can't. And it forces Loris Raptor up. Lost the touch. Another touch coming just off the bar, and Pads somehow got a piece of it.
Big read from Pads. Not an easy play to make. Again into the middle, and this is Matej uncontested. Needs a little help, and Jay sizing up that challenge nicely to keep things locked here on the blue half.
Nice initial touch from Spoods. The rest of St. Clair willing to just wait in midfield as Kid are chucking the ball right back at them. This time, Matej keeping the ball close. Couldn't get back to the 50. And a missed touch, but that's why you got the follow-up from Loris Raptor. Protecting the deficit to only 1 as Kid still looking for a clear.
And you'd really like to see Comp keep control of this ball. Unfortunately, that also gets away from him. St. Clair, the big struggle is how do you keep ball control close to an offensive player so you can buy the time so someone can get aggressive, get out in front of the play? Or do you just take the chance, start throwing it off the backboard and start rotating through the corners, through the goal line, and see if you can get the demos that way?
They've certainly tried to control the game that way too. And early on, they were especially relying on mechanics to try to outplay Kid, but you haven't seen them do that as often.
Yeah.
They're much more rotationally focused.
It's like you just saw Comp. It looked like he was headed to go across the goal line, then he just cuts out towards the midfield, and it's like, well, I mean, you could take a chance there, right?
Right, but
who cares?
Jay putting in the second goal, a nice setup off the wall, and St. Clair get more comfortable with the lead.
Nice push from Comp, and I think Kid SC definitely a little crossed up there by 2 players already being in the corner, and so they're not willing to commit to go out for a challenge in case one of them's touched because they beat them. They're already beat to the ball, and so the fact that both players on St. Clair leave it allows Comp to come through uncontested, pop it out into the middle. Kid SC trying to scramble and recover, and a third goal denied, thankfully. Pads applying some pressure on the defensive half, and this is a scenario we have had once already. In this series, they're going to get one back. A big miss from St. Clair in front of the net.
Looked like the 50 kind of caught. Was it Jay off guard here? Yeah, it skips out weirdly for
that's
Jay.
That's not a miss. That's just unlucky.
You just, well, I don't know. I mean, pushing up that far, that's optimistic positioning from Jay. So you sit back post, that's a save.
Yes, Jay is expecting that ball to continue heading into the corner. Either way, unfortunately, popped back over his shoulder. Too aggressive on defense, and Karlsruhe right back in the mix here.
They had that comfort. Sometimes that can inform your positioning, where you just start driving forward a little too far. Good clear from St. Clair. You don't want to let the Lawnmowers hang around. Know they can lock down on defense. Loris Raptor gets on top of another 50. Try to pop it up. A good 50 from Jay. Push in front. It's a decent shot. Whoa, my goodness. Loris Raptor trying to set up Pads, but it's going to be Matej instead. And Matei gonna keep it. Pads in the air, but just has to stretch too far.
Yeah, definitely an awkward one to handle. Spoods, that's the right choice to take this on a dribble. Unlikely that it's going to result in any amount of possession, but you needed the time to reset the positioning, let everyone understand where they need to be again. And NSC, plenty of time here, but possession important.
Nice catch from Loris Raptor. He knows it. No boost. Squares up on the 50. Nice wave landing, but just couldn't get behind the ball again. And didn't matter. Bought Matei enough time to get off to the wall and a quick shot. But again, the rotation solid from Loris Raptor. Set up above the board and taken away by Matei.
Really nice job from Matei. Definitely had to come across that. Couldn't allow the teammates who were going to get beat to the ball to play it. And here's St. Clair. Putting the pressure on at the right time in the game. Up one, a chance to put it to two. Comp will drill it through the bottom of the defense.
Panic on the goal line here for Kit. They see Comp coming, and they think, oh, he can rip this anywhere on the net. Yeah. And you see Pats pre-jumping it. Matei also trying to come back in time, but wasn't going to do it.
Had to take a guess.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were Pads, your teammate loses that challenge up on the wall, and it's just up, and you're not entirely sure exactly where the shot is going to come from. So just took a half flip into the net to see if they would be in position, and unfortunately St. Clair placing the ball well, dumped off the pads, off the wall. Here comes Matei. It's saved on the goal line and kicked up to the sky. St. Clair gonna stick one out.
How about Jay? Literally stuck that ball into the corner. You know, this isn't even the first time in the last, or the second time in the last month that I've seen a defender just straight up freeze the ball like it's Rumble in front of the net. I mean, come on, the saves are getting ridiculous. Kit trying to push down, but they've been running out of time. How about St. Clair coming back big time against this stingy defense? Time running out. This is all but assuredly going to Champions Field.
That's a double commit. Okay, that might be four. Not this time. Matei is in time, but the clock will run out. St. Clair going to battle back, force a game 5 in a situation where it's entirely possible they could have won this in 3 straight, but Karlsruhe really strong opening to the series. St. Clair definitely having to find their footing a little bit. They didn't look as composed as they normally do in CRL, and that definitely feels like they found their land leg, so to speak. I believe they've definitely settled into a rhythm, and they know what to expect going forward into this game 5, and this will be the best match.
Yeah, if you're Kit here, what do you do? Like, what's the adjustment you got to make? It's got to be difficult because you had something good going in those first 2 games, but now the defense is just kind of melted.
Yeah, Kit SC in general, I still think the defense is playing quite well. It's just a product of some of these shots. I mean, the situation there is a difficult one to handle, and that's all stems from that challenge game from St. Clair, definitely going in their favor. And Loris Raptor, Matei, and Pads getting put in some tight spots, and unfortunately just not able to come up with the big save, as we saw there in the Nissan replay. So, Game 5, I think Kit SC, I actually don't think either team really needs to change anything. I think they're both playing the way that they want to play. Kit SC, I think, knows that they can hang with St. Clair. It's just a matter of making sure your approach to a lot of those challenges in the corners is consistent. And if you're going to lose, it's not going to put you in a terrible position. But in general, I think they like their approach.
Well, St. Clair, 1 away from reverse sweeping our very first international collegiate match. And it's great. I love that this has gone to Game 5. Of course, NA versus EU is going to go to Game 5. I mean, look, we wouldn't have a solid argument and rivalry if we didn't have it be this competitive. I'm excited to see what Kit SC have in the tank. I'm excited to see if St. Clair can complete this reverse sweep, because there's a lot more games to be playing after this. Get out of these GSL groups. But enough talk, at least for a second. We're on Champions Field, Game 5, driven by Nissan. We're underway.
And the biggest asset for St. Clair so far has been the early goal, and then how much time they waste off the clock with that midfield presence. They get a grip on that blue side, and it takes a lot of work to break out from Kit SC. So going into this Game 5, if St. Clair scores early, you really need to focus on the clear game.
Remember that St. Clair clutch factor. Oh, Jay squeezes the ball in. First goal to St. Clair.
Well, it's your worst nightmare if you're Kit SC. Just a little poke from Comp, and I'm not even sure how you figure out who's supposed to go for that from Kit SC. They're all converging towards the same spot in the net, and timing in that one is such a tough thing to figure out with not a lot of time to do it.
Kid SC 4-2 on match point, trying to make that record 5-2. The clutch factor absolutely coming into play for this team. The journey of how they got to this point as well really just emphasizes that point. Kid SC trying to get a little more mechanical there. Got the chip. That leaves an opening, but the shot's a little high and taken away.
This is good. You do need Kid SC to win a few challenges in a row here. Make sure that they're putting together a strong... Oh! Okay, that's fine. That's wide. We're okay.
Pushed out to the corner. Oh, went for the pass. That was going to be a tight one for Jay to hit from Spoos. But now Matei underneath, tried to go with the low 50. You see again the rotation kind of out of whack here for Kid SC. Both are going for that corner boost.
Some big miscommunication from Kid SC indeed. And thankfully, they still got a pretty good structure there in the midfield. Pad's able to buy some time. Massive pinch, though, from St. Clair. That will definitely reset things.
Good from Loris Raptor on the rotation. Those pinches can really catch a rotation off guard. Let's push back over to the corner. St. Clair starting to press. Matei looking for a clear route. Protects his own boost side. Nobody gets the touch here, and Matei, scary ball in front. Jay's got it loose. One touch. He's got the second.
Yep.
Jay gets the second goal.
It's like a great understanding from here, from Joel. He could see the completely open backboard on his approach up past the midfield line. Knew he was going to have an uncontested double tap opportunity. It was just a matter of execution. Did so brilliantly.
Another 2-goal lead for St. Clair, and the mountain gets a little rougher for the Lawnmowers. Popped up over to the corner here. Jay. Get more pressure going, but another clear in the midfield line. Comp trying to control it, gets bumped out of the play. Matei next up. Pat's also combining powers here to move down the field. Gets deleted for her effort. St. Clair get another clear.
Here's where you got to be careful. Your Kid SC. Offense is your only savior now. How do you manage how aggressive you want to be? 240 is a lot of time on the clock, but if you're going to end up conceding a third, it's a very delicate balance to strike.
You can see the confidence rising for St. Clair. They're starting to go for those confident touches where getting multiple touches off the board. They're finding openings. Even there winning for Spoods. Wins 2 touches in front with low boost, and Loris Raptor unable to come up with a touch. Boost spawns after Jay crosses it. Who can protect that corner boost, but still St. Clair press. That one taken out in front of the box. Can't buy a clear right now. The ball pushed out to the corner. Matei gonna try again. Flips it out, but cut off again by Spoot. Flying in, uncontested. To commit, Pads lands quickly, but she can't get recovered in time. Gets in front of that one, but the ball's still pushing forward. Back in front, Jay, big muscles in front, but couldn't put it in.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, though. I mean, they played that entire offensive sequence from 2:40 on the clock. They wasted an entire minute of time, and that's the power of St. Clair. That midfield cycle, so tough to break.
Another chance. They may have found the gap, but Pad's weak shot. That one pushed over the corner by Matei. Diving front, Loris, who's up for it? No one. Pads was coming in on the rotation, but didn't commit. And now Jay comes the other way. They got 50'd out. Here comes St. Clair. A third goal would surely be the death knell, but another save. And pushed out again by Jay. Jay's got no support. Big demo, and Loris gonna push the ball back out.
Oh, but he really just pumped it a little too hard. It's unfortunate that he didn't have the time to register the information that the space was gonna be open and take it on a dribble, and now they kind of have to fight for possession in this orange corner.
Ball kicked out again. Kit, less than a minute to go. Can they find anything? Jay doesn't make contact, and it does keep Kit within striking distance, but they need a goal soon. Matei putting the ball up. Loris Raptor also going to get in the way. Pad's having to avoid demos. Not a lot of boost on that small pad game. Jay trying to take advantage. Pad's not going to let him. Time the worst enemy, and that one is going to do it. Comp puts in the third goal. Fist bumps all around with a 3-goal lead.
The dagger, and St. Clair going to hold on tight through a 3-game white-knuckle ride against Kid SC. It was not easy, but they can feel like they played the way that they wanted to approach it. A lot of good pressure out of the midfield. Make them make the clears. Make sure you're making good challenges. And every now and again, the opportunity is going to rise where you have a chance to put one in the back, and they kept it out in front early, didn't concede anything back the other way by being too aggressive. And St. Clair closed this one out with excellent form.
Excellent form indeed. It looked a little scary for St. Clair at the start. Stellar defense from the Lawnmowers, but stingy defense was not enough. St. Clair's offense, too powerful, and they get out in 5 games on the reverse sweep. Ball will touch the ground, and St. Clair collect their first victory.
Woo. Take a deep breath, a little shaky. Took some time to settle in, but we got there. Jay, Spoons, and Comp, what a show. But to their credit, Kit SC, making them work real hard for it. That was not an easy game to come back in, or an easy series, I should say. Everybody on Karlsruhe really trying to put them in a blender with their approaches up the field, and they had to buckle down their own way on defense as well to stop Kit SC from getting back into a lot of games.
And I would say for Kit SC that anybody that they play, they're going to be a tough out. I thought they played a really nice game where they were facing a lot of different types of pressure from St. Clair, but so many times they were able to hold the line. I mean, how many goal line stops did we see? They're all over this highlight reel. So whoever ends up playing Kit SC, you cannot sleep on that team. They will absolutely surprise you. So, but Chiefs, you got any final words on this game?
I think Kit SC showed a lot of promise in general. I think if they understand that, okay, the clear game is the most important thing going forward, and control past that midfield line is really going to be the way to a lot more success against specifically CRL teams. And I'm really interested to see how their lower bracket run goes.
Yeah, Kit SC, again, 2 losses and you're out in GSL style groups. So they have another chance to do it, but only 1 life left. And I believe that we have Stacks. Nope, we don't have Stacks. We would all love Stacks. He's great, but we don't have him.
We decided he's not worth your time.
Yeah, not at all. But this is, like, I'm just so excited for the rest of this weekend because the whole international collegiate thing is just not something that has ever really been done in esports, at least as a world championship. I mean, it's crazy. We do have Stacks now. We found him.
All right, thank you guys. I'm here with Comp after a great reverse sweep. What were the nerves like here, Comp, after you guys got off to kind of a rocky start? Did everything here kind of meet your expectations?
I think for the most part, yeah. I've played at a few lands, so the nerves weren't too bad. They really caught us off guard at the beginning of the 2 games, and that's what took us by storm. But we were able to adapt pretty well in the next 3 games. So.
Well, yeah, game 3 is, of course, where everything turned around. You guys got off to a quick start, and you didn't look back. What changed for you guys in game 3?
We just wanted to start having fun with it, and we decided, okay, we need to play a little more defensive and cut off passes because they were really good at that. And then they were slotting every shot, so we decided just to kind of play their game and then feed it, make them overcommit and stuff.
I can't let you go without asking you about Jay. He was phenomenal, helping turn things around. What about his play lifted you guys?
Oh, Jay's an amazing player. He always comes in clutch in big moments, especially at this LAN. It's going to be huge going late into the later rounds. But yeah, Jay's a really good player, and he clutched it up for sure.
All right, any shout-outs you want to give here to this crowd that supported you guys?
Yeah, shout out to all the fans. Shout out to Corrosive. Yeah! Yeah! And yeah, shout out to my parents. Yeah.
All right, congratulations, Comp. You got another one coming up a little bit later on. You're going to be in the Group A winners bracket match. Congratulations on the win. We're going to send things to a quick break. When we come back, it's going to be UTA, UNLV as the CRL World Championship rolls on.